Hello guys and welcome back to the CPC week 9. We're now 4-4 and we're facing Aberford. Aberford is also 4, Aberford is 3-5 and we're both in the same division and we're currently rivals for the top spot in our division, and together with the number 3 and 4 of the other division we're also kind of competing against each other for the wildcard spot. So it's definitely a really important match this week. It's also a rematch, so we have played already once earlier on in the season. Spoilers if you don't have watched that match yet, go watch it. I won that match. I don't know with how much exactly, but Nidoking put in a lot of work against his team. And yeah, this week I'm kind of a bit pressured for time, so I won't do a really in-depth team analysis on both parts. But yeah, you can see here pretty much what he brought. He brought the Sneasel, the Rhyperior, the Chandelure, the Bronzong, Hexorus and Mew. So pretty much kind of what I was expected. He could have brought a bit more bulk this time, but yeah, definitely Sneasel, Mew he didn't brought last time. Definitely things to consider this time. Sneasel is kind of threat for me, but the main threats for me were a Rhyperior with the possibility of Rock Polish, and Hexorus, just the Dragon Dance variant, can just sweep through my team if I let it set up. Mew can be any kind of set, so that's a bit worrisome. Bronzong, then mainly I fought for a rock, something like that. Chandelure could be Scarf, could be a bit annoying, but we will just have to see. Because yeah, I also don't have the best Chandelure switching. Then I have a Gardevoir, pretty much offensive Gardevoir. Nidoking, also live up offensive variant with the rocks, because I couldn't fit them anywhere else on the team. Milotic is a bit more defensive this time around. Mainly a bit there's not really an Hexorus check, but the main switching if it's healthy. Crowbat's a more bulky spread with the Taunt, Brave Bird, Roost, and last move, don't remember exactly. Then Infernape is this time more of a bulky offensive Infernape. It has leftovers, it has Earthquake, it has Mag Punch, it has Flare Blitz, and last move I really decided to close combat and Will-O-Wisp. In the end I went for Will-O-Wisp because Will-O-Wisp I could burn Hexorus and Rhyperior. I had to look if they were potentially Lumberry, but I still could burn both of them, and with close combat I could still hit them both kind of hard. But if he was weakness policy Rhyperior, that could be a threat, and also it didn't kill both. So yeah, I thought Willow was nicer. Also if he brought Mega Venusaur, Alamola, I could burn that. Then Latios has Defog because I wanted some as a remove on this team, and then it has Thunderbolt, Psychoke. That was the best coverage I could fit on 2 moves. And last move I decided for Tailwind because Nidoking, my Gardevoir, if I get a Tailwind up, it's a last ditch effort for my Latios. Then my Gardevoir or Nidoking can really go to the town. So first I decided to lead with Nidoking. I thought if you lead with something like Bronzong, I can get up my rocks and we can kind of go from there. Also guys, keep in mind this is a fairly short battle, so it will also be a fairly short narration, and I can already say there's hacks almost every turn, so it's one crazy match, and I will try. I can't explain everything and how everything matters, but the more crucial hacks that I saw this match, I will try to elaborate on this. So first off, I lead with Nidoking, he leads with Rhyperior, I think. I can't go for my rocks, maybe he also goes for rocks, and then I have my rocks up only if he has Defog Mew, but I don't know if he has. But I'm thinking if he is ballsy, he can Earthquake, I can potentially lose Nidoking. Also, what he also can do is just go for a Rock Polish, expecting my rocks. And if he has a Rock Polish up, yeah, then he's really going to break my team really hard. So I don't want that, so I go straight for the Earth Power, not risking anything. He stays in, he clean goes down, so that was really nice for me. I don't know if he knew from this damage that I needed to be live up, but he goes into Sneasel. I'm thinking, okay, I can risk my Nidoking, but I thought, okay, it can still potentially come in on Chandelure. The Bronzong can still live a hit from Hexorus, potentially if it decided to set up on this, and also with the Tailwind it can still put in some work, maybe even get up rocks. So I just switch out as he makes a great play and he just pursues me. If I had stayed in, this would have been really great for me. because I would have gotten off a lot of damage on him, potentially even killing him. But he makes a nice play. He weakens my Nido King quite a lot as I just go out into my Infernape. Here I'm thinking, okay, he's most likely not going to stay in. His most likely switch is indeed the Chandelure. It resists, it's immune to both my stabs, so I just fire off an Earthquake here. Didn't feel like doubling. I fire off an Earthquake, I do a lot of damage, which is really nice. If I can get up my rocks, this Chandelure's out of the way. Otherwise, yeah, we have to kind of see what kind of set this is. Here I'm kind of fearing, and I know I can take Shadow Ball if he's Scarfed. And I thought, yeah, most likely he is Scarfed, so let me go out into Milotic. Milotic can take pretty much Scarfed Shadow Balls for days. Here he gets the Spadef drop. I still can take one, but I will take quite a lot of damage. But I'm also thinking, yeah, he might try to go for this, because he might want to get my Milotic like really low for his Sneasel and Hexers maybe later on. So I just stay in and fire off a Scald. As in comes Mew, and bam, I Scald Burn it. The first turn Scald Burn. He's synchronized on me, so I also get burned. So it's like, okay, you can say it's a bit even. I get my defense boost, but still have the drop. As you can see here, he reveals to have the Lumberry, which is kind of crucial, because if I didn't Scald Burn, I would have probably Toxic it next turn, not knowing about the Lumberry, and then he would have been cured from the Toxic, and I would have been Toxic. And this, you will see, will play some mind games, because I go for Toxic here. Unfortunately, I miss, so it's really, for me at this point it's unfortunate, but due to that Scald Burn, it's kind of a bit evened out, because like I'm burned, he is not status at this point, but he sets up a Rock Polish. And here I'm thinking, I was more or less thinking, okay, he could be a Baton Pass variant, and if he Baton Passes +2 speed in Hexorus and I don't do enough damage to it, and like even with Toxic, if he has Lumberry, that's not good. Same goes for Scald. If I Scald Burn him, yeah, 30% chance. I just have to get that crucial Ice Beam damage off on it. So that's exactly what I do. I just fire off some Ice Beams here for if he wants to Baton Pass out to Hexorus, but he reveals to be a Dual Dance. I get here a crit. I think it doesn't really matter, you will see later on. He doesn't have any recovery or such, no lefties. So here I'm just thinking, okay, let me just keep firing off Ice Beams. Here he feels to have Earthquake, so at this point I can't take an Earthquake anymore, but yeah, I can't also, I thought, yeah, I can't really switch out. I don't know what his last move is. I thought pretty much most likely it was like Psychic move, so like my only real switch in that can still take a hit is the Latios. So I'm switching in Latios. I know I can set up a Tailwind for sure. He goes for Stone Edge. I live it. Snow Roll or such. I luckily didn't get critted, because otherwise it might have been really GG at that point. I set up my Tailwind, and I know from this range Psychic can easily kill. I also had Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt would have done a bit more, I believe. So if I didn't crit him, crit Ice Beamed him earlier on, he was definitely still in range for me to kill. So one big threat out of the way, but there's still like Hexorus, Sneasel left. Then in comes the Bronzer. I'm thinking, okay, I go down after one hit, so let me just get this hit off. So that's exactly what I do, but I Thunderbolt, crit, paralyze him. So that's kind of unfortunate, but he has the Lumberry. At this point I was like, okay, why is he Lumberry? But yeah, it's nice for him, because yeah, it gets rid of the paralyze, and I was really not hoping that he would be fully paralyzed, because I didn't want his Hexy much. So I'm thinking, okay, 2 turns of Tailwind left, let me go out into Nido King, or more likely it's 1 turn, but I thought, okay, Nido King is my best play, because with that defense boost, Inflame can't really take it on, and it can pretty much one-shot like Crobat, and it can one-shot my Gardevoir, and to Crobat it also is not a nice matchup against this Bronzong. So here I'm thinking, okay, I can just fire off like a Flamethrower. He might try to kill me with like a Psychic move or Earthquake from this point. I thought that was his best play, and don't risk switching out. But yeah, he makes a really good play into Chandelure, gets the Flash Fire boost. And here I'm thinking, okay, it's most likely Scarf, but yeah, what can I do? Like, I don't have a switch into the Shadow Ball, so I just have to stay in and look if he is Scarfed or not. He turns out to be Scarfed indeed. He kills me, not that much of a big deal. Here I go into Crobat, and now we're getting, it's still 3 to 4, but we're getting really close to the end game, and also really some important things will happen here. So I know I can definitely take a Shadow Ball, but 1, he crits me, he gets the Spadaf drop, I kill him with Brave Bird. The Spadaf drop, you will see, won't really matter that much, but that crit is really crucial, and you will see later on. So here I get some recovery, he goes into Hexers. I know for sure I can't let this Hexers set up, because otherwise it's GG. I also know Infinite can pretty much with Flare Blade, Smack Punch kill like the last 2 months. So here I go for Taunt, as he indeed tries to Dragon Dance up, so that's really nice for me. Here I'm at 40%, I'm thinking, okay, I don't pack close combat on my Infinite, so I can't really Brave Bird this Hexers, put it in range for Infinite, because it isn't in range for Infinite. Because I don't pack close combat. If I had, then I could have Brave Bird and Infinite would have kind of cleaned up the game from there. But now I'm thinking, okay, I can try to roost up on this, because most likely he thinks, okay, he will just go for that Brave Bird damage and then kind of revenge me with one of the 2 mons I have in the back. So that's what I thought, but also keep in mind Gardevoir doesn't outspeed Hexerus because it isn't Mega Evolve. So I only have like Infinite as my revenge for Hexerus. I'm thinking, okay, I can still, if I Brave Bird, I can take a Dragon Claw, which is his most likely play. But what I can do is roost up on this, and then we go from there. Maybe we can 1v1 this Hexerus, maybe he goes out to Sneasel, then I can double out, and we can try to climb back from that. So you will see what happens. I go for the roost, and I go for roost. He makes the great play of earthquaking me. So 2 things to keep in mind. 1, it was a nice play. It pretty much kind of sealed him on like the game. Not it almost sealed for him the game. But 2 things to keep in mind. 1, he just earthquaked a Crobat, which I could easily have gone for Brave Bird, and then I had like a really good shot at 2-shotting him. So it is a really risky play for him, so I didn't really expect it. But also, if I wasn't critted before, I would have been, after the roost, I would have been not at 91% but at 100%. And I calced with the damage, with all the damage calcs I did, he turns out to be live up, as you can see here. Even with that live up, Earthquake had a 20% chance to kill me from full. So I had a pretty good chance to live. Also, I would have known then at that point that he was indeed a live up variant, because if he wasn't live up and I didn't know that before this turn, I also could have easily lived an Earthquake. And that's also still a possibility. I didn't want to go for the Brave Bird because I knew I had the Will-O-Wisp on my Infinite, but if he was a Longberry variant, that wouldn't matter at all, and he would definitely win the game from there. So that in my, with the information I got, and I had at that point, like roosting was for me the best play. It's unfortunate it turned out this way. If I hadn't been critted, I had an 80% chance of living. If I had lived, I saw the life of damage, I could know from there, okay, I just have to get off this Brave Bird damage. Maybe I could even try to boost up on this, because I might expect like a switch out. I don't know, but it was definitely more of a game from there. But now I'm pretty much forced into Infinite. And here I know I have to go for the Will-O-Wisp, and I also know I can, after a Will-O-Wisp, I take an Earthquake. So keep in mind, it's all theory mon again, because here I go for the Will-O-Wisp, he goes for the Earthquake, he crits me, and that's game. But keep in mind, so we're now a bit theory moning here, and I don't know for sure what happens, but like this could have been a scenario. So he Earthquakes, I live, he takes life up damage, he takes burn damage. So you will see here, he takes burn damage, so he is at 68% here. I have still my Infinite. It's not that healthy, but I have an Infinite. Say it's around 70%, around 30%. Then my play is to go hard into Gardevoir, let Gardevoir die to 2 hits from Hexerus, as you will see in the next turn. Even the poison jab he had, I could still live a burned one. So that would have meant 2 hits on the Gardevoir would have meant 2 times Life Orb, 2 times 2 times Life Orb and 2 times a burn, which would have accounted for I think 44% of damage. He was at 68, so minus 44 it would have been around 24%, and that was exactly in range for Mech Punch. I also had leftovers on my infinite, so I would have get some recovery. So Hexers would have been in Mech Punch range. So I killed Hexers from Mech Punch. Sneasel is in Mech Punch range, and leftovers recover more than Ice Shard. So yeah, Ice Shard isn't that doesn't help him that much. And Bronzong dies to Flare Blitz. So it's pretty much like he could sack Bronzong to my Flare Blitz. Then it's like, do I have enough? Don't I take enough recall to be able after leftovers to live a Ice Shard? But most likely due to my leftovers it wasn't. So but now here it's just me killing off this Haxorus and him going out at the Sneasel and cleaning up the game. So this was a really hexy game, and especially in the end for me it was really hexy with the crit on the Crobat, the crit on Infinite. They both really pretty much sealed the game for him. He still played a great game. He brought a really nice moveset, and also played a bit ballsy with like the Pursuit and the Heart into Chandelure, but it definitely paid off for him. Yeah, and he wins this game 2-0, guys. And that's pretty big because we're now both 4 and 5. And also, spoilers for the other division, the number 3 is also 4 and 5, and the number 4 in that division still has to play. Potentially is 3 and 6, potentially is 4 and 5. So it's definitely coming down to the wire. And me and Ape plays Top Tip Boy plus our other 2 division opponents. I play Maddie and the other 2 of our division opponents. So definitely we kinda have to win out from this point. But as I just mentioned, next week we're facing Maddie. And yeah, as you all know from the MPL, which most of you guys probably watch, and just in general, Maddie is a really phenomenal league battler and a really solid opponent, and he also has a really scary offensive team. So I will definitely try my hardest against him, and I hope I can like break my losing streak, because I'm now losing. This is the 2nd game in a row I've lost, and yeah, that hasn't happened this season before. And I hope to climb up from this, and hopefully we can pull a nice 3-game winning streak into the playoffs. And if I will lose some more, I hope my other like rivals who are competing with me for playoffs also will lose some matches. So I'm still in the race, because playoffs is still my aim and it's still within our reach. So we're definitely aiming for that. So I will see you guys next week at week 10. So bye.